Hey, I'm back, and I think this could be an important update around news with NIO at the Project Gemini, news around the factory, news around NIO Norway, and so on. So please watch this video till the very end, smash a like button and share it if you appreciate the information, and then let's dive right into it. First, let's have a look at the market today. NIO is up more than 2%, while Tesla is down, and also Li and Xpeng are actually enjoying quite a spike today. So the Chinese companies are doing well. And well, for Tesla, it's a little bit strange right now. They are lacking a catalyst, in my point of view. They're recently a bit too sluggish in terms of the timelines that they've been communicating. I guess it also doesn't help too much with Elon tweeting around Bitcoin all of the time and Dogecoin. So yeah, with all the rumors in the world around how Tesla China is doing, I hope that it can bounce off these levels, $580 once again. For NIO, we're now at quite important levels here because at around $43, that's where we had previous highs, and we need to break in order to go higher from here. Then we could actually find back into this upward trend here, and there's another bigger resistance around, what is it, $46. So it seems like NIO may have struggled to break out here again today and stay above these levels. Maybe the session today is not enough. We also have important news around the Fed once again and whether or not they're going to taper. But anyways, at least NIO is up today. Now, if you have watched my last videos, you know that I have basically dismissed the rumor about that Project Gemini of NIO that is rumored to be a mass market car. I mentioned that this is not how I read Li Bin's strategy. I think that the mass market won't be entered for NIO, not under the same brand, and also that it's not a priority. And since yesterday, we actually have the confirmation of that officially, because we actually had Jin Lihong, who is the president and co-founder of NIO, attending an opening ceremony in Harbin. And yeah, we have some pretty interesting insights around NIO there. So this was the official live stream of the presentation on Weibo, so kind of a Chinese Twitter, and the official NIO page. And you see that they have some introduction around Harbin, which is actually a city in the north of China. So doing kind of a sightseeing tour here with what appears to me is some sort of an influencer showing the city around, and also a NIO employee. And then they go walking through the city, exploring the city, and some sightseeing and talking about not only NIO, but also the city itself. And then finally arriving at the NIO house, which they are opening. And there's a crowd of interested people, a moderator, and so on. And then finally, the NIO co-founder on stage. And now, before I tell you what he said about the Project Gemini, actually, there has been some interesting other insights within the speech. Number one is he talked about NIO Park and the new factory, and he mentioned that he hopes that by the end of next year, they already have the first construction finished of the plant, and that they can actually invite people there to watch the production. So they're already doing the groundwork right now. So it's basically 12 to 18 months time frame until they want to open the factory, which is basically also in line with what I have rumored before. Another interesting insight is that he has mentioned that NIO has already started the first shipment to NIO Norway. So basically a batch of cars that they have sent overseas. And that is interesting to know because NIO is only reporting deliveries, right? So they don't report production so far. And it seems like although they had delivered around 7,000 vehicles now in May, it seems that quite a batch of it may have been sent to Norway, maybe for the first customers. And personally, I think it may take between 1 to 3 months until everything has been shipped, and also the customs have cleared it and so on. And then when this time frame is over, I think we should see a kind of a boost of people in Norway actually also getting the cars delivered, because then this will be added to the deliveries actually. And so that means that NIO has already prepared this kind of the market entry in Europe by that. And I expect that they maybe in the first batch they would send up to 2,000 cars. So that's basically 1 month of NIO ES8 production. That's the car which they will sell first in Norway. Okay, now back to NIO Gemini. So this secret name that appeared, for instance, in a tender for a new construction line of 60,000 annual capacity roundabout. And yeah, people thought that this may be used for a mass marketed cheaper car. But I personally doubted that because I think Li Bin, he doesn't have much of, let's say, strategic focus right now on the mass market. I think in the future, they will also introduce more low-cost models, but for now, NIO is really sharply focused on the premium to luxury segment. And also, I thought like the 60K annual capacity doesn't sound much like a really mass-produced vehicle in terms of that it's a bigger scale. Because if it's a cheaper car, then you would expect a much bigger capacity for that, in my views. And well, turns out that Li Hong, he mentioned during the speech that Gemini is actually not going to be a mass-produced or mass-market cheap car version. Instead, it will be more fitting to the existing premium to luxury line. Now, let me speculate here a little bit, and this is just a rumor and a moonshot, if you will. I have no insight whether or not this is actually correct, but what I think that NIO might be doing, and how I'm reading the company right now, is that this could actually be a really surprising product, which we are gonna learn about this year in December on NIO Day. I think NIO always introduces a new car model each year, and that might be the same this year. Possibly they're gonna introduce the NIO ET5, so a smaller version maybe of the ET7, more like a sedan, and also still a premium to luxury vehicle. But I think maybe this Project Gemini could actually be a one more thing type of thing in the NIO Day presentation. And maybe that's just wishful thinking, but I think it could be something around the NIO Eve concept. And this is obviously just a concept car, which has no intention of being mass produced right now. But it's basically the vision of a living space between work and mobility and so on, a new way of mobility in total, and obviously centered around autonomous driving. And I'm currently preparing a long read for my patrons around the topic of NIO and autonomy. So basically it will summarize everything I know and what I read into NIO's autonomy's plan and the ecosystem around and the approach towards autonomy. And I think with the ET7, which is around the corner now, based on the Aquila platform in partnership with NVIDIA, that will open up kind of the NIO autonomy level 4 future. And I think what we shouldn't forget is actually that NIO has also a collaboration together with Intel Mobileye. And I went back to the NIO annual report, in which they state that in November 2019, we entered into a strategic collaboration with Mobileye on the development of high automated autonomous vehicles for consumer markets, driverless ride-hailing services in China and other major territories. Upon the expiration of previous strategic collaboration in January 2021, we entered into another strategic collaboration agreement with Mobileye, pursuant to which we will provide Mobileye with customized smart electric vehicles for Mobileye's driverless ride-hailing services in certain overseas jurisdictions. So think, what if Project Gemini is actually this one more thing on top of a normal new model that is actually a model just produced for Intel Mobileye and will be delivered to them. NIO will be doing the design, which might be something similar, but maybe also quite different looking to the NIO Eve, but at the core, an autonomous driving vehicle for ride-hailing. So not a normal car, but it will be used in Mobileye's fleet in Israel, for instance, for some autonomous projects in terms of ride-hailing, maybe in a closed district for the beginning, and then in the future maybe scaling together with Mobileye wherever they want to operate their autonomous fleets, and based on this car that is actually coming from NIO and where NIO can kind of provide also their user experience inside. So why I think that this could be actually the case is that, well, NIO on NIO Day could actually announce this together with kind of launching the ET7. And this could kind of mark the step into an autonomous future by NIO with the ET7 at the core as their own consumer-facing product. Plus, on the other hand, in collaboration with an Intel Mobileye, where they are kind of just a supplier into another robo-taxi fleet. But what kind of contradicts this thesis is that, well, 60,000 annual capacity may be still a bit too much for such kind of a project, right? Because maybe such a ride-hailing fleet operated by Mobileye might be way smaller than this. But who knows, maybe this is also kind of, the capacity looking very much into the future. So for me, it just sounds like this is some special kind of vehicle and some special purpose project there. It's not gonna be maybe just the ET5 and they built a new line for this and call it a Project Gemini. I think that doesn't make sense too much for me. And another hint for that is actually the name itself, Gemini. I was just making some jokes here in the Dongxi community that, well, I actually also went and researched the name and the zodiac and whatever. I'm really not into astrology and all of this stuff. But what this name kind of seems to mean is that Gemini is a natural messenger and traveler. Gemini is always on the move, curious and constant awakening. Gemini would rather observe and share stories rather than participating in real action. So for me, this is a hint to autonomy. Awakening, what's when the car waking up? Gemini would rather wake up instead of participating in a real action. Kind of sounds for me like somebody else is driving. And then it goes on like that. Gemini has a tendency to lead a dual life, 2 jobs, 1 source of revenue swiftly cancelled by a simultaneous source of expenditure, 2 lovers, 2 homes. So when I am reading this and I'm trying to speculate why somebody would give this project the name Gemini, with those attributes and so on. And I know this is all speculative and interpretation, but I get the feeling that this is about autonomous driving. And when I see in the NIO filing of this annual report that they're speaking about this project together with Mobileye, in which NIO is only delivering the car and not anything more. They're not operating the fleet itself, and it's poised for the overseas markets and so on. I mean, this is kind of my speculation for now. What we may see in NIO Day, definitely something to get excited. It may be something else, in the end, some users in our forum here are also discussing that this might be kind of a van or a bus. So also a totally new type of vehicle, particularly actually in the electric mobility space, which would also be really exciting to see. But on the other hand, there is still the question mark, what kind of vehicles that the Israelis are actually buying from NIO, and that is already a very material subject here in the NIO filing. So, okay, this is my call. We will find out whether or not this is correct or incorrect, but I would say it's gonna be something like the Eve concept used for Intel Mobileye. All right, that's it for now. Let's hope NIO can close strong and finish the day close to $43. That would be good, because then hopefully with one more day's steam, we could actually break beyond this area. Otherwise, if we need to have another pullback, then yeah, that's what's going to happen. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video, and please leave a like and a comment.